Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. It's it's interesting hearing people talk about or complain more about some of the stuff that goes on in B&B. Like for example, Sheila. There's some people who are just so annoyed with Sheila. They want her done. They want her gone. And I sit there and I look and I say to those people, well, what do you want to replace? You want Steffi and Finn to have more cringeworthy scenes. You want Taylor and Riz to be sitting there constantly talking about how happy that Steffi's happy. I mean, the thing with Sheila is that she's making it interesting. She's adding a layer of suspense that is much needed in this show. Okay? With now on GH, I wasn't a fan of her. But when I look back at it, I'm like, well, at least she kept things going. You know, she might have been very one note, which was really annoying, but she kept the level of suspense up. So for me personally, I wanted to stay as long as possible because, um, otherwise it's like, what do you really have? Now we'll start off with both of the families. You got Brooke and Liam. Trying to I don't know, trying to make sure that Hope doesn't get quote unquote snowed by Thomas. Oh, well, it was one good visit, doesn't really mean anything. And, bringing up Thomas's past again, it's laughable. It is really laughable. I'm like, Brooke, the fact that you actually have to go to talk about somebody else's past, it is just insane. Though I don't know Liam's past, I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure you have a bad past as well. Don't be wrong. In the clips I've seen, Thomas seemed straight up dangerous. Okay? But, what I don't even understand, even with Liam's case, is that Liam was at the very least willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Understood that he worked hard to get in a better place mentally. But today, it's almost like it just kind of went backwards a little bit. No, well, Thomas could sit there and snap at any moment, this, that, and the third. And, Brooke is just adding fuel to the fire. You got to make sure that you keep your toes. You can't sit there and let your guard down. You do realize that Thomas works at the same job that you work at, right? Like you do understand that, right? I don't understand the whole, you can't sit there and not turn your back on him or whatever. I'm like, stop, okay? Brooke is exaggerating the situation like there's no tomorrow. And Liam is not helping. Hope. Hope actually seems like the sensible one. Okay, there's one point where Hope is like, maybe Douglas would be better off with Thomas. Because at the end of the day, Hope wants to do his best for Douglas. And if that means living with Thomas full time, then that's what she's going to do. Not sit there and be constantly hearing from Brooke. Okay? Not doing that. And that's the thing. People are sitting there acting like no matter where he chooses to stay, oh no, I'm just not going to see him anymore. So I'm going to sit there and see him Saturday. This seems so unnecessary, to be honest. And at the Foresters, it's the same thing. You got Taylor that's constantly, oh, well, Hope knows it's good for her. She'll sit there and do it in Douglas' best interest and, let you be a full-time father. And I'm like, bro, you are a psychiatrist or a psychologist, whatever. I would think that between the families that she would have some semblance of, you know what, it's best that I stay out of this. Let the parents work this out. And whatever is best for the child, that's the direction it needs to go. Not this whole, oh, we gotta sit there and be Team Force, and you need to sit there and have your son back. You need to be a full-time father, and you gotta sit there and make sure you can prevent, hope. You're exhausting, bro. You're exhausting. And in some ways, as much as Brooke annoys me, Taylor annoys me in a different way. Because of the whole her acting like she is so selfless, this, that, and the third, because you have no problem lusting and going after another woman's husband. Like, does she just look at Ridge and just forgets that he just constantly has his ring on his finger? I don't get that. Um, Eric goes to go play pickleball. Ridge makes a joke that's funny. Um, Ridge and Taylor seem like they have the exact same conversation. Ridge, Ridge wants to do his best for Thomas. Okay, he wants to do his best for Thomas. It's just that simple. Ridge will sit there and support Thomas, even if it goes against Brooke, because that's what Thomas needs. But he's not pushing like everyone else in that room is. Granted, Eric wasn't really pushing too much, but between Taylor and Steffi, it's just like, my goodness, you people are exhausting. You know, it's like everyone just keeps forgetting what's best for Douglas. Not what's best for Team Forrester, Team Logan. No, how about what's best for Douglas? You know, does anyone want to be Team Douglas? Because that seems like it's a good team to be on, which is best for the child. But whatever. So Sheila's in La La Land. Okay, Sheila is in full blown delusional mode, and Deacon, in some ways, I feel bad for Deacon because Sheila is testing this man's patience like there's no tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, he brought this from the South, okay? He had the opportunity to sit there and turn around, be like, hey, listen, she came to me, I was afraid, but, I did the right thing because she got here like, I don't know, 8 minutes ago, and she didn't give me a chance to, call, she could have shot me, I don't know, but he didn't do that. So, it's hard to feel fully bad for him. With that being said, testing this man's patience. He keeps in there reminding this woman, don't go out there, don't do anything crazy. I don't need a babysitter. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're talking about you don't need a babysitter. Yes, you do. You need a babysitter. Okay? And it gets to a point where the thing with Sheila is like the thing with some people. Some people don't want you to be honest with them. Okay? They want you to lie to them straight up. They want you to lie to them. She's all like, oh, well, this is what I need emotional support. You need a lot of things. Emotional support is not one of them. But before he leaves, he's like, no, listen, I get it. You love him. Okay? I'm not denying it. I'm not knocking it. But you're dead. As far as he knows, you're dead. And for right now, you know, moving forward, that's how you gotta be. Of course, when he leaves, she's like, I'm not doing that. And she comes to Steffi's place and is like, staring at them outside like a damn creep. Okay, that's what she's doing. She's staring at them like a creep. Now, Steffi isn't a woman that's known for her tact, or well, we'll just sit there and say her tact. And she wants to sit there and talk about Sheila, even though Ben is like, no, listen, I came back here for you. Like this, you've been my priority since I've been back. But Steffi is like, well, I don't want to sit there and push the issue, but you're going to push the issue anyway, right? Of course you are. She talks about Sheila, and she's like, well, I'm not something to try to be insensitive, but I'm just so glad that she's dead, and this, that, and the third. I'm like, is that your version of not being insensitive? My goodness, what do you like when you're just full blown X, Y, and Z? Like, come on, bro. They talk about Sheila, they talk about each other. You know, the thing with Finn is that, you know, he does the thing and say, if it wasn't for Sheila, I wouldn't be here. You know, his feelings for his mother is complicated. I mean, yeah, granted, he doesn't like Sheila, but I'm pretty sure he didn't want Sheila to get killed, regardless of what Sheila did to his family. He's not that type of person. So he's not sitting there, you know, rah, 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 and cheering or whatever with Steffi. That woman vexes me for a number of reasons. I mean, especially if he doesn't want to sit there and talk about shit. It's like, well, you know, I feel like we kind of need, no, but we don't need to do that, okay? You need to just bring it down a little bit. But that's Steffi. Steffi is, I don't want to sit there and say she's a force of nature because I feel like I'm giving way too much credit, but she's very forceful and to an extent, kind of bullyish. You know, I can't imagine if I wanted to just not talk about something and somebody like, well, I really feel like you need to because you feel like, I really want to, it's just one of those things like, you're just not going to shut up until I talk about it, right? That's how Steffi is. So, of course, when they're hugging and, you know, whatever, well, Sheila is standing outside in the window with a mask, acting like a creep, okay? That's creepy behavior. That's just weird. Hmm. Not gonna lie, I kind of feel like that's about it. And I was actually surprised. I didn't think there was gonna be an episode because of, you know, Labor Day. I just didn't think it was gonna be an episode. And I forgot to sit there and ask that in the you know, the live stream yesterday. And I was like, you know what, whatever. If it comes on, then I'll watch it. And it came on. So anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video.